So I made a careless mistake. Even professional dropshippers get it wrong, but sometimes when we get it wrong, it spells disaster and you lose a lot of money. And in this case, about $3,000 worth.
Selling on Amazon has absolutely changed our lives. You want to know something? We're going to help you guys get there too.
All these people are talking about wanting to sell you a lifestyle. We're here to sell you a life.
So guys, if you're new, welcome to the channel. I'm the Dropshipping Terminator. Me and my partner, the Dan of Steel, we talk all about that Amazon life, e-commerce in general, typically private label dropshipping and FBA, a little Shopify here and there. Sounds good to you? Make sure you subscribe, click the little notification bell so that way you get all the latest updates. Get into the free Facebook group below. One of the three, so doesn't matter which one, all three preferably, but it's okay. For all you regulars, you know what time it is. Let's go ahead, let's get right into it. Let's break down today's lesson. So, as a professional dropshipper, you would think I wouldn't make stupid mistakes, right? But guess what? Sometimes you get careless, you have a lot of things going on at one time, and you just happen to forget. So in this case, I lost about $3,000 drop shipping on Amazon. Yes, drop shipping on Amazon. Something that we take pride in, something that I am very, very happy to be doing. So how did that happen, guys? How did it happen? How did I manage to just completely neglect my duties as a professional drop shipper? I'm gonna tell you how. So guys, we have Eric, and Eric does the majority of our orders, but we also have other suppliers. Now, in this case, I was still drop shipping from one of those other suppliers. Dan mentioned something. He's like, hey man, this is pretty hot. Let's go ahead, let's get this going to FBA, blah, blah, blah. Typically, at that point, I will consult with Eric to see if he can get it cheaper. What happened? Breakdown in communication. Dan mentioned it, completely forgot about it. So the VAs are still placing the orders for these products, right? Still placing the orders, everything's good. Life is chugging along, we're making money. And like 2-3 months down the line, Dan's like, yo, so what's up? We're doing an audit. We typically audit everything, but he was doing an audit of our FBA products because, we use Celix, and Celix gives us a report on, how much inventory we have and all this. And, he got a low inventory alert. He's like, what in the world is this? What's going on? And he's like, wait a second, this is, it's not FBA, what's going on, So we had to talk about it and all this. And I was like, oh man, my bad, completely forgot. All right, gets even better than that though. So I go talk to Eric. Now, mind you, Eric is our go-to guy for pretty much all things, everything when it comes to our stores. And he's like, yeah, man, I could have got that for you much, much cheaper. He's like, if you would have got 1,000 units, you probably could have got it for $5 less. Guys, $5 is a huge deal, all right? $5 less, huge deal. But, once you factor in the FBA fees were like an extra $2 or something. So ultimately, it ended up being like $2.83 profit that we were missing out on. So 1,000 units, and we had already sold over 1,000 units over the course of these months. 1,000 units, guys. 1,000 units would have flown off the shelves and we would have made an extra $3,000. And all because I was not paying attention, this happened. All right, that goes to show you that you do need to pay attention. I mean, if you have tools that you can use for your drop shipping store or FBA store, you should probably be using them. I got careless. It went in one ear, it literally went out the other. I can't remember what I was doing, but I'm pretty sure it was very important at that time. So I was like, yeah, I got you. And then bloop, did not do it. And it wasn't until, doing an audit check and, Celix telling us that we were running low on stock, which when you're drop shipping, kind of doesn't happen. But, it gave us a low inventory alert, and congratulations. That's when we found out that I did not place an order for FBA. I hadn't even talked to the designer, none of that stuff, so that goes to show you that little mistakes can cost you a lot of money, and you guys need to make sure that you don't make those kind of mistakes very early on in your drop shipping careers, okay? When you're drop shipping, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And in my case, it was just a breakdown in communication. But in your case, you guys are not gonna have an Eric or someone like that. You're not gonna have a registered agent, right? You guys are typically going to be handling things on your own. You may have a VA, maybe two. I don't recommend getting VAs until you are 100% confident in what you're doing and you know the process. If you're just getting VAs to do everything for you, you guys are kind of screwing up at that point. When you're doing that, you might as well get a done for you service and let someone else handle it instead of you trying to do all the, fine details, right? But when you guys first start off, you're going to need to be very mindful of what you're doing. You guys are going to need to learn the process. You guys are going to have to build up a good workflow so that way, logistically speaking, you are sound, okay? Especially with this method. With private label dropshipping, you really do have to be on the ball because suppliers can disappear at any given time. You have to find another supplier. It could be, wishy-washy, fly by, night type of suppliers in some cases. Luckily for us, early on, we ended up getting Eric and it was fantastic. It's been fantastic ever since. Now, for you guys, if you're doing like retail arbitrage and stuff like that, you really don't have to worry about it. Walmart's not going out of business. It's not going out anytime soon. I would hope not, at least. I mean, Sears got put out of business, but that's neither here nor there. Walmart, probably not so much, not anytime soon. Lowe's, Home Depot, probably not. But, in our case, I just wasn't paying attention, man. Just wasn't paying attention. I don't know how else to break it down. You guys really need to learn from this. You guys need to take to heart that no one is immune to making simple mistakes. And in some cases, a simple mistake can be the end of your store, all right? Some of you have already gotten your Amazon stores suspended, not by anything that you sold, but by products that you did not sell. You guys are getting IP infringements without even selling those items, just by having them listed. And you guys are making careless mistakes and not doing your due diligence to make sure that you are vetting those products, okay? You guys really do have to take the time to vet those products and not lose money, because some of you are actually making a decent amount of money and then you get hit with an IP infringement or two, and congratulations, your store gets shut down. Let's say you guys have $3,000 or $4,000 sitting in there. As some of you, do have. You guys hit us up, you're like, oh my God, what do? I got this money sitting in Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Well, unless you're really good with POA, you guys are gonna have to pay. You can pay Matt Gambrel, you can pay CJ Rosenbaum. I would prefer you guys go to Matt, he's a good friend, and use his service, but it's entirely up to you. You guys are gonna have to pay, and that money that you have sitting in there, so you have $4,000 sitting in there, you're paying, roughly $2,000, for a really good service to get you unsuspended. That's hurtful. That's a lot of pain. That's a lot of headache, and you guys don't want that. So remember, it's not just about, potentially losing money like, I did. You guys could lose your store. So be mindful, keep your head on the swivel, pay attention to detail, all right? You do not want to end up in a situation where you're losing money, not making as much money as you should, or losing your account. All right, that losing your account would be the worst thing that could happen, especially if you're making a decent amount of money. So remember that, guys. So hopefully you've learned from this. With that being said, be safe, be smart. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. If you have not subscribed already, please do. Click the little notification bell so you can get updates and get into one of the free Facebook groups below. Follow us on social. All the links are down there in the description, guys. So you shouldn't have any problem finding this. So, I'm gonna peace out. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Later.